Noon. Welcome to the Godbrain Games, how to code Python directly onto your HTML page through the power of Pyscript. My name is Wale, and I'll be your programmer for the afternoon. Alright, it's bad programming practice to code your Python directly onto your HTML page if it's too heavy or because it'll slow down your page. So anything, I'm gonna stop at print statements personally, but you can, I guess, do basic math. If it's not a program that has to run like super fast or something, I could see it maybe there. But normally we would grab functions from a Python page and just we grab everything from a Python page and put it in like that instead of doing the Python directly on the page. But that's a different tutorial that I hope you like and subscribe and wait for. But let's get into this just in case you have any like print statements or something. All right. So all this in the header, or this part in the header, you can run your code without that. That's formatting. I mean, title you probably should always keep, but that you can run your code without that. What actually you have to have for your Python script to run is this part right here that I have nicely marked. So style sheet. I've seen multiple scriptifer sources from just different places that I was learning it. And I assume that the Python Institute, or in just since it's open source, people make their own, probably for both, to be honest. So you won't have any problem finding them on the web. It would just be like what version of update you probably want, But yeah, so just get that in. I put it in the header just to keep it out the way. Though you might be able to put it anywhere. To get the actual, well, let me show you the output that we currently have, and I'll show you how I did it. Boom. And you see what I'm saying? Like the runtime already is like, now I have 3 examples on this HTML page. So can you imagine if you were doing like a program for a client or something? You guys just like sit here looking at each other. It's not the move. All right, but there you go. So we have print sample. It's a nice hello world, math and print sample. This is actually all on one line, like a normal Python line. So it's pretty cool how it came out that way, and I can show you how. All right. So after you have all this part and I guess imports is what I call it. All you have to do to get the Python running is just Pyscript, and then it has an open and close tag for each line. I couldn't get to do like a block, so like I tried to take away all the tags except for the first and second tag, and then run the Python all in that, and it caused an error. So you're gonna have to do like every single line like that. And so it's just Pyscript, and then it goes back to normal Python print in parentheses, and then just close it like normal. So this part is just normal Python, and then you just have the open and you have a closing tag and open tag. And then for the math one, I said it was all on one line. It still printed out the 25 under that. So to actually get it on the same line, it'll probably have to be it's gonna have to be an actual like variable name. If you're lucky, like you'd have to do the math and put the answer into a variable, then add it in at the end, like I don't know, like a normal variable. I'll show you for the example in case you're new to Python. So it'll be, I guess, product if it was a math problem, product for the tutorial. And then you could hope to get it. Actually, I mean, I got you here. And I'll always try and break the code in some sort of way for the tutorial because I don't want you to go down the street and have an issue with something that I missed. You feel me? So I'll make this, what's, I don't know, 100. It might have to be called an int or some type of declaration. I don't ever Python that fluently, but I'm sure we're gonna find out real quick. I know. Let's see. And then I'll end with the input example. The input's pretty cool too. It has a, I don't know, HTML and Python, like they're working together, but Draymond Green and Chris Paul working together, like, man, we're leaving this arena in separate directions right after the game's over. Okay, let's see, I got an error. Alright, so there we go. It didn't even handle it, so you can't even add it like so you saw it there, you can't even add it as normal, so the only thing you could do is put a comma in there, and then it'll probably still end up on the next line like it did for the example. But that was our best hope of getting the math on the same line without putting it on a separate Python page and then just importing it all smooth that way. Let's see what we got. I guess I should, well, there we go. Yeah, so it's still, there was nothing wrong with the initialization of the variable. You just can't add it like that onto a Python, HTML and Python page, I guess. An HTML page that you're running Python on. There we go. Okay, and then for our final example, I commented it out because it does this crazy thing that you're gonna see once I start it. It was pretty weird. Remember, the question is, who's your favorite programmer? And I don't even think it's gonna ask that, to be honest. Last time it just, we'll see. Last time it just prompted, it's at the bottom of our page. Remember that too. That's important. For ways to get Python on an HTML page, I know there should be 3 ways total. See, but before I go any further in the example, I think there's 3 ways total. 1, just like lightly on the page like this. 2, you can actually download. I'm not sure what they want you to download, but it's something you download and you could run it offline, like so you can edit it offline. And I think that might be it. Anyways, that's too far. That's too much for this tutorial anyways, but so before I get off track, the question was, who's your favorite programmer? Of course, Wally from Godbrand Games, but the question didn't even ask that question. It just says, this page says. So that's not awesome. Wally from Godbrand Games. Wally from Godbrand Games. Alright, boom. So it'll still accept it and it'll still run with it after, but it just doesn't ask the question at all. So I'm stopping with print statements at all when using Python and Pyscript, just because I can't imagine a program that I would only just have a print statement in, and just for speed and clean coding practices. But yep, that's it. So if you do use it, just remember that the input, even though it's the very last thing in my code, it still asked it first and wouldn't let you go any further unless you answer the question first. So that's not great. Keep your eye on that. Thank you for stopping by. Like and subscribe, and should be more Python tutorials coming for a while. Not just on Pyscript, but all like the PSET Python stuff. Thank you.